So I'm not sure what happened with the video. So hopefully for those of you that are practicing, you realize that I restarted it up. But what's a bummer is it was like my best teaching ever. So we'll have to figure that out. But one of the things about the Ashtanga series is you always just jump right back into another vinyasa. And so I was thinking what we should do is we should do our vinyasa, but we'll start with our boat pose. And so we'll just kind of move on from that position. So legs coming up. As you work on your boat pose, lift the heart up. 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Cross your ankles, and then lift up. Releasing, legs up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Cross your ankles, lift up, release down, legs up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. This time, maybe you lean further forward and you try to bend your elbows. You lift up for a moment, maybe a little bit better than that one. 2, 3, 4, and then 5. One more time. Lift up and down. And let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Vinyasa. Cross your ankles, lift up, and then exhale. Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog, inhaling. Down dog, exhaling, and then Ujjapadasana. Look forward, leapfrog, legs around the arms. And then squeeze your shoulders, set back towards your butt. Cross your ankles. Sometimes the bricks give me just a little bit extra height, and that allows me to elongate first, and then bend the elbows and pull the feet back. 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Inhale, look forward, lift the legs long. Exhale, Bakasana, push into the mat, toes back, Chaturanga Dandasana. And then from there, float the legs around the arms, and we'll find our way to seated for Karmasana. So float the legs around, and then from here, sit down, legs out, all right? And then from here, we're going to take, either grab the heels or arms beside you, taking your legs out. Head can come down, eventually chin down, pulling collarbones open. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Inhale, come up, and then exhale, bring the feet together. You can take your hands to the outsides of the ankles, or right ankle up and over the left. Walk your shoulders under. Hands can stay here, or rock onto one hip, bring your hand back, rock onto the other hip, bring that hand back, and then head to the floor behind the heels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release the feet. Take your vinyasa, squeeze your shoulders, lift up. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Let's go to Baddha Konasana, float forward, set down. Sometimes just sitting down, it's like a delectable chocolate or something. So then bringing brick underneath knees if you need to. Sitting up straight, hands can stay back, working on that action of the posture, or hands underneath if you can stay seated up nice and straight. 3, 4, and then 5. Inhale, exhale, elbows to the hips, thumbs on the insides of the feet. Peel the feet open like a book. Inhale, and then exhale, lean forward. So rather than curling forward, lean in and extend the heart open. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale, elbows in front of shins. Peel the feet open a little bit more. Press out, back, and down. 1. This time, forehead towards your big toes. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, look up, and exhale, releasing. Find your vinyasa. Cross your ankles, hands out in front, float back or step. Low push-up pose, chaturanga. Up dog, and then down dog. Upavishta Konasana. Float forward, set down. These are symmetrical postures, so if there's a time to work on just the jumping through, it's a good opportunity to work on that with straight legs. Find the outsides of the feet or the big toes. Walk your hips back a little bit, always helps me. And then fold deeply. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release back. Bend the knees as you need to. Lift your hips to the sky. Head back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Cross your ankles. Squeeze in. And exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog. And down dog. Second variation, Supta Karmasana or Supta Konasana. Look forward, float forward, and set down. Legs out in front. Empty of breath, lay all the way down. Inhale, lift the legs to 90 degrees. Then from there, reach up, grab your big toes. Pull your legs way away from one another, as far as they'll go. Rotate toes to the floor behind you. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Up on the hips, inhale, exhale, inhale again. As you exhale, slowly let your heels come down to the mat. Inhale, look up, cross your ankles, squeeze in. Inhale, lift up, exhale, chaturanga. Up dog, and then down dog. And then find your seat yet again, legs out in front, float forward, set down. Legs forward, and then right leg comes up, Supta Padangustasana. Reach for the big toe, open up the hip to the side, and then gaze off the left side. Parsvadrishti, left hand on the thigh, pulling the hip open a little bit. 2, 3, 4, 5. Look up, inhale, exhale, big toe, squeeze. Inhale, lay down. Exhale, the right foot comes down. Left leg comes up on the inhale. Reach up, find your big toe. As you exhale, chin towards your shin. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Inhale, lay down. Exhale, open up to the left side so the right hip peels back a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Look up. Inhale, bring the leg up. Exhale, chin to shin. Inhale, lay down. Exhale, the foot comes down. In a vinyasa or chakrasana prep. So hands by your ears. Rock back towards your shoulders. A little shoulder rub. Very little weight in the head. And then roll forward. Cross your ankles. Move through your flow. Up dog. Lift the heart. Down dog. Lift your hips to the sky. Anubada or Ubaya Padangustasana. Float forward, set down. And then laying down all the way. Lift up your legs towards the sky. This time grab the big toes, pull the toes to the floor. Legs stay squeezing together. Hug them down. Lift the pubic bone up. Press the shoulders down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Up on the hips, inhale. Exhale, head back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Look forward, inhale, and then exhale, release. Cross your ankles, find your flow. Lift up, exhale, chaturanga, dandasana. Up dog, and then down dog. Hips towards the sky, float forward, set down, second part. And so legs out in front, Urdhva Mukha Padahastasana. So from here, lift the legs up to the sky, then reach back, find the outsides of the hip, the outsides of the calves, heels, or sides of the feet. So pull the toes towards the floor. Breathing. 1. This time, maybe try to hug your elbows back behind your calves. 2. 3. 4. And then 5. Inhale, come back up, extending, and then hugging. Squeeze. At the very last, lift your chest forward. 3, 4, and then 5. Inhale, exhale, squeeze, lift up, efficiently moving through. And then Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose, classical version of it. The heels are apart, or heels are together, toes are apart, so we're Charlie Chaplining the feet. You can take that fish pose variation using the push of the feet forward to lengthen out through the tailbone, and then the pulling of the feet back to help create a curvature. Bridge pose with a full variation, also allowable here. Look off the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Slowly lay down. Lift the legs up towards the sky. Rock back towards the shoulders. Roll forward. Vinyasa. Up dog. And then down dog. Back bends, bridge pose option. I'm going to turn and face the other way so I can kind of demo the shoulders a little bit. So bridge pose, Salama Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, bridge shoulder stand, which looks a lot like shoulder stand with the feet on the floor and a back bend, or full wheel Urdhva Dhanurasana. So cueing for bridge pose, first lift the hips up towards the sky, walk your shoulder blades under, interlace your fingers, press your wrists towards the floor. This can be where you stay, not a problem. Stay here if it's useful for you and appropriate. Otherwise, bringing your hands by your ears, come up onto your head. You want to make sure that your hands are appropriately arranged so that your elbows can squeeze in. So sometimes bringing the head down is useful. Push into the floor, push into the hands. Shoulder blades don't squeeze together now. Now they move away from one another. 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Bend the elbows, slowly come down. Then maybe rock more weight forward towards your feet. Maybe you come up on your toes. Lift up again. 1. Push length into the legs. 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Come down. Pubic bone still squeezing back towards your sacrum here. Number 3. Push up. 1, 2, 3. Tailbone long. 4, and then 5. Come down. We'll release all the way down. The last 2. Hold for 9 breaths or so. Remember to peel the shoulder blades away from one another. Modify as you need. Let's go ahead and prepare. Hands by your ears. Come up to the head if you can. If there's problems with that, you can push all the way up to the top as well. Prepare and then begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, releasing. Come all the way down and prepare for the last one. As you're ready, hands by your ears. And begin. Push up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. Slowly come down and releasing. Windshield wiper your legs a couple of times to both sides. Then a vinyasa, hands beside your ears, similar form. This time legs come up, rock back towards your shoulders. You can keep rolling for chakrasana, or bring weight towards your hands and roll forward. Cross your ankles, float back or step. Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog, down dog, hips to the sky, and float forward for seated. Paschimottanasana, reaching forward, finding your other hand out in front. Also find your other wrist, sides of the feet, big toes. Sometimes it's nice to stretch out through the wrists a little bit by pushing forward. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lift your heart forward. As you exhale, slowly lay down, Tadaghi Mudra. Legs are engaged. Palms flat. Push into the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lift the legs up towards 90 degrees. So this is Viparita Krani. It's a good pose. You can stay here or shoulder stand. I'll stay here for now. 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Plow pose, toes to the floor behind you, or happy baby pose. Bend the knees and squeeze the knees towards the shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Inhale here. As you exhale, weight towards your shoulders. So if you're in happy baby pose, you can stay there. You can also pull it a little bit deeper, pulling your toes towards the floor and your knees further beside you. So work the tension in your happy baby pose there. Maybe you rotate side to side. If you're in Karnapidasana, elongate the spine a little bit, even as you curl in. 3, lift your pubic bone. 4, and then 5, straighten the legs. Inhale. As you exhale, lower back comes down to the floor. And then extending the legs forward, coming into fish pose. You can modify your fish up onto your elbows. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Stay there. Or palms together. Lift your legs up. 1. Shoulders away from ears. 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Lay flat. 3 breaths. And then from here, let's take a vinyasa. Hands by your ears. Rock back towards your shoulders. Roll it back. And then vinyasa. Cross your ankles. Move through your flow. And today, let's flow forward and set down. If you're wanting to work the rest of the final series, the headstand thing, go ahead and feel free doing so. Otherwise, just coming to a seated posture at the front of the mat. Baddha Padmasana, right heel up to the hip first, then left if you'd like. I like to also build a little opportunity for balance, so left foot comes up. And then from here, left hand back for your toes, right hand back for your toes. Then inhale, lift the heart forward, and exhale, chin towards your front. Chin towards the floor, out in front, lengthening out, or the head comes down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come up. Exhale, Jnana Mudra. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale, releasing. Utplihiti. So press the hands into the floor. Lift the hips up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Release, hands down, step back or float, low push-up pose, up dog, inhale, down dog, exhale, hips to the sky, then float forward to stand at the front of the mat. Inhale, lift your heart, exhale, folding. Reverse swan dive, rise up to the top, then hands to heart center. I'm looking down to my knees, so I'm going to view the camera. You can stay standing, closing your eyes. You can always come down to your knees if you ever feel lightheaded in this place, in this position. Let's go and do our closing mantra, beginning with an Om. Deep breath. Swasti prajabhya pare palyantam naena margena mahim maheshaha gobrahmanebhya shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering. And then inhaling, arms come up, ekam. Exhale, dve, folding, taking your time, working through this last vinyasa. Lift chin up off chest, halfway. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana, low push-up pose. Up dog on inhale, lift your heart. Down dog as you exhale, lift your hips. And bend the knees, look forward, float forward, and lay on your back, Shavasana. So as you find your back, just allow yourself to rest, to dissolve, to melt into the floor. So for those of you who were able or realized that everything had kind of changed there as far as the video stopping, and hopefully you found your way back. I really hope that everybody did. Otherwise, regardless, I hope you have a savasana, wonderful savasana, resting into the floor, dissolving into the mat, allowing yourself to become light, lighter, 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 even as you feel the earth press up against your back, supporting it. As always, it's really an honor to be with you here this morning. Please rest for as long as you can. Allow yourself to calm down. Let the practice do its work. Right? Instead of jumping into the rest of the day, if you have time, let the practice work its magic into your body. So you have to release, you have to relax, you have to rest in order for that to happen. Truly an honor to be with you here this morning. I bow to you. Namaste.